And hello, welcome to this video of ASP.NET Core. In the last video, we talked about how to, let's see, let's go to models. Okay, Vim, pages, data storage, HTML. Not only do I have these, but I want to open program.cs. Okay, we actually did a fair bit of work in learning how to implement a in-memory sort of repository. Okay, let's see what we want to open. IComponent repository and models component repository component repo rem. Okay, so I'm going to open up these few things. Okay, let's go to the component repository thingies. Okay. Yeah, we are here. We talked about saving changes and stuff, and now we want to do some dependency injection and put this thing into our program.cs so we can inject it as a service. Okay, so the first thing we added is this singleton called IComponent collection. Okay, IComponent collection. Okay, so this will add. Okay, this adds an in-memory list throughout the life of the server, the life of the web server. So next thing we're going to add is a scope service for this component repo rem. Okay, builder.services add scoped. Okay, so the syntax is very similar to add singleton. So IComponent repository and component repo rem. Okay, so this is an add scope service. Okay, and I forgot to add my comma, that's why it's complaining a lot. Okay, so let's reload this entire thing. Well, I can do a clear all method. Okay, so alright, next thing I want to do is to inject this dependency into my page model. Okay, the data storage model or data storage page model. This component collection is not something I really want to deal with in this page model. I want to deal with a component repository instead. So let's do this. Public component. Okay, IComponent repository, IComponent repository, and then do component repo rem. Okay, I'll just call this component repo. Doesn't matter what kind of component repository this is. Component repo. Then yeah, I'll do this here, component repository. Okay, and I'll do okay, this one should be a underscore, and this should be a component repo. Okay, so on dependency injection, okay, I don't want to deal with this anymore, so I'll delete this. Wait, no, maybe I'll do that later. I'll just add this first. So until we finish debugging things properly, don't remove things first. Component repository equals to, or component repo equals to component repo. Okay, so that's what we have here. So what do we have? Okay, so on post populate, I just want to do this. I will change this. I will not use the component collection anymore. So diw and insert. I want to use this component repo. Okay, I will do populate components. Okay, so populate components. I'm going to use all the methods from the component repo interface. So let me switch to the interface so that it's more clear. Yeah, I will use the populate components method. So I don't want to do anything with the component collection. So on post populate component repo populate components. So I'm going to yank this. I'm going to paste it here. And on post clear all, I want to clear all components. Clear all components. Okay. The add one, I will wait for that for a while. And okay, so what else? Okay. Okay. So I want to also what do you call that? Every time we what do you call that? Every time we update the repository, I want to make sure that I have a list of components which I can display. So yeah, I think the component collection, we can still use it, but we can still leave it over here. This component collection, we can still leave it here. And this one, we will have it public. The repository itself, I think we can have it private. We're not going to expose it to the public. So let me change in Word private. Okay, so this component collection is let's see. This component collection, I'm not going to what do you call that? I'm not going to have it as a component collection type. I'm going to change in Word. I'm going to put list component. Okay, and I'm going to have it as a type of a list, and I'll say component list or component enumerable. Okay, so that we can run the for each loop on it. Okay, so I'm going to change in Word component enumerable. Okay, I'll just call it component enumerable. You can call it list, or maybe I'll just call it list just to lessen the confusion. In case why are we using the word enumerable here? Okay, so this is the component list. Wait a minute. I don't want to delete it first. Yes. Undo, please. Yank. Okay, paste it here. All right. Change in Word. Again, list component and change in Word. Okay. Component list. Okay. I'll leave that there, and I will not. Okay, I will say, yeah, this is the list that we want. Okay, and every time we update the list, I want to make sure that this component list here, okay, this component list here, okay, I want to set it as a, I want to make it a property. Get set. Okay, I'll make this property here, and this component list equals to component repo, and I'll use the get all components. Okay, why is it get all components? I'm getting the list within the component repository, and I'm passing it into this component list right here. Why do I want to do that? Because I want to use this component list right here on the outside to go and do the display, that thing. Okay, so component repo clear all is over here, and I will do this. I'm going to save the components like so. Okay, I'm going to clear this out. I'm not going to do the adding and anything. So I'm going to restart. Hopefully nothing goes wrong, but I'm pretty sure there'll be some bugs as usual. Okay, we'll let it build a while. Okay, surprisingly, there are no compile errors here, so I can click populate. Okay, it seems to be okay. Oops. Okay. Okay, component list equals to this, and let's check out our page model. our page view, which is a CS_HTML page. Look at the for each loop. Okay. Oh yeah. The code still works because we injected the component collection directly in. Okay. So what's going on here? Okay, this component collection is injected as a singleton into this project. But yeah, and then of course when I use this component repository, it is also interacting with the same component collection, which is here. That's why when we click populate and clear all, everything kind of works well. Okay, so well, I don't want to use that singleton component collection. I want to use this component list right here. So I'm going to use this component list. Okay, I'm going to change this this thing here to component list. Okay, hopefully everything works out. Okay, data storage model does not. All right, my spelling is off. Okay, there you go. Should not be an issue. Okay, I should be able to populate this and clear all. Everything should be okay. Okay, only thing is when I do the add components, it doesn't really work well. Page is not working. Yeah, page isn't working. Yeah, because when I do the add method or whatever, when I use the component add method, yeah, it doesn't show up properly, I guess. I have not properly done this add component part yet, so that one still has to wait. Okay, let's try data storage again. Okay, it says what? Object reference not set to instance of object. Yeah, same old. So yeah, let's take a look here. Okay. Oh, what's actually going on here? Okay, because when this page starts, we have not even defined what this component list over here is. Okay, this component list here is undefined when we started the page, so that when we load the page, the data storage page, we don't know what this component repository component list is. So so that's not good. We need to actually say this component list equals to component. Okay, I'll just use this. Yeah, because this list is undefined in the constructor. When you load the page, the compiler doesn't know what you're talking about. Okay, let me press the equal sign to indent it properly. Then things should be okay. Alright, so if we click populate, things should work out. If I click clear all, it should work. If I reload, it should also work. Okay, I can click the clear all. Everything seems to work for the stuff I actually changed. Okay, so we are only dealing with this component list. I do not want to deal with this component collection. And can see over here that the component list is what we are iterating through, rather than this IComponent collection thing over here. Okay, so yep. So this is the okay. We will have an add component side. Let me set no wrap. Okay, component action. Okay. When we add component, we want to start to use the delete function. So what's the delete function here? We want to use the create function, excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to do a create component. Okay, so I'm not going to use component collection. I'm going to use component repository, this interface, and I'm going to use it to, okay, double equal to indent it properly. change in word CIW for Vim. I'm going to do create component, and then I'll put the new component here. new component. Okay, so that should be able to make things work. Unfortunately, I have an error because I'm not even calling any method here, so that's pretty not good. Okay, create component, save. Okay, so now I will not be using this component. I will not be using this component collection right here, so that I can delete. So I can populate. I can do a 1 2 3 1 2 3. I can add the component. Okay, and of course I can just give it some arbitrary temperature, pressure, and whatever. I will just add component, and you see this list is added here. Of course, the ID is not kind of unique. We can actually make. Okay. Yeah, we can actually make a code to force the page to give it a new ID, but I don't think that's really necessary at this point in time. I will just like leave it as it is. Okay. In terms of making a new ID, don't think that's that necessary for the learning of the Maria the database anyway. Okay, so alright, so now that we kind of did away with our need of component collection, I'm just going to delete it completely from the dependency injection, and I'll save. Fingers crossed it should be able to work properly. Alright, I'm going to clear all. Okay, so let's wait for this thing to load properly. Alright, clear all, and we can just tap the populate thing, add components, and you can see the database works just fine, or at least the in-memory data storage. So remember, all of these things, this component repository is a scope service. What this scope service does is to help us to deal with the let me see, so many. Yeah, what it does is to help us to deal with this component list right here, this this component collection right here, right? This component collection right here is injected as a singleton service. Okay, so this component collection will contain the list that the list of items that, or the list of components that we have. It could be a palm here, exchanger, blah blah blah. Doesn't really matter. I mean, later it might, but as in for if you are doing your own project. But in terms of programming, yeah, this component collection will be a singleton, which means the memory will be allocated for it. Means these variables will be stored throughout the lifetime of your web server. You can navigate away from the web page. You can go to test page, you can come back, and all the data will still be there. You can keep clicking populate, and you'll just keep adding more components to it. Okay, so this thing works just nice. All right. Okay, so what does scoped mean? Scoped means that all right, once you finish your HTTP request, okay, the object that is created, which is called component repo rem, this class, the object that's made for this class will just be deleted. Okay, and that will free up all your memory. Okay, so that's important because you do not want, I mean, in a real website, you do not want like 100,000 users to be interacting with this component repository at the same time. And if all of them are, singletons, they will like interrupt with each other or something. Or yeah, there'll be a lot of chaos. Or if they are singletons, I guess you make a new one for each HTTP request, your RAM will get filled up very quickly. Not a good idea. Okay, so yeah, that's the idea. Alright, so we have tested this component repository class. Okay, we have tested it successfully, so to speak. At least some of its what do you call it? Some of its methods. Well, the next thing I want to do is to at least give us a way of deleting the components. But let's see. I'll stop for now. I think that's enough. We will deal with this in another video because I don't want to drag this video too long. I normally like to keep it 20 minutes, but yeah. But anyway, never mind. So sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. Whatever. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye-bye.